Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to the October 2023 Wise Ones Wisdom Update. So, the Wise Ones wanted to come back in October. A lot has been happening in the world, a lot of unsettlement, chaos, disturbing news, power plays, control, manipulation, keeping everybody in fear. Every time you turn around, you feel like you're being squashed by the powers that be and the warring and the fear mongering and the destruction and the massive murdering and people being harmed in an age-old, century-long battle for who's right and who's wrong, who owns the land, who doesn't own the land. It's, I'm not saying that either side doesn't have their point of view and that they're wrong. They may both be right, but that doesn't enable peace. And how many times are we going to go to war and kill people for peace? They're never on the same plane. You can't have the two of them create what you want. You're never going to get peace from war. We've proven that for centuries. Centuries and centuries and centuries haven't given us peace. So, in the midst of all that, the wise ones wanted to come and talk to you and bring a message of empowerment and hope and upliftment as they always do so well. So, uh, let me ask what they'd like me to tone for today. Truth. Truth. Okay. Toning for truth and peace on this planet. Hayananyo nayamani hanamani. Hayanani namanyani namanyanim. Kayahonim. Kayahonim. Kayani hayo. Kai hayo. Nanyanim. 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 Nam namnim. Hai-yo-ko, hai-yo-ko, kai-ham-ni-yo-ham-no, kai-ham-ni-yo-ham-no, ham-no. Hello, everyone. We are happy to be back. We asked Karen to allow us to do this month as well and bring forth a message for everything that's going on right now. You guys need some cheering up. You need some laughter. You need some fun. You need something to feel hopeful about. So we're going to start off with the 3D amusement park and the 5D amusement park. What you see right now is a power play to hold on to the old way of doing things. It is a fight to the end. And anybody who's been following the conversation Anybody who has been studying this for decades knows that the same source fuels both sides of the conversation. There's the real power, right? So when you know that you have two sources and they're both being taught to hate the other, duality, duality, your planet's known for duality, right? So when you have two sides being fueled with hatred and anger, you can easily cause a what's the word I want? Cataclysm. You can easily cause destruction, chaos, a breakdown, a fight, a battle, a territorial issue, right? So, what we need to really think about here, jumping in and joining one side of the conversation, and they're wrong, 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 and we're right, and we're right, and we're right, gets you nowhere very quickly. In fact, it gets you stuck in muck and quicksand, and it will bury you. No two ways about it. Because when you get so stuck in that space of wanting them to be wrong and you to be right, and only you're right, and how dare they want this land, and how dare they not understand and respect. And both sides of the coin are saying that. It's not just one side, it's both sides. So when you go back and forth in a conversation like that, think about it. It's a stage. Boom, 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 boom. Where is the growth? Where's the expansion? It keeps you stuck and it keeps you stopped. And this is the quicksand that will make you go vroom. How many beautiful souls have died in the name of right or wrong? In the name of power and control? In the name of God doesn't like you, he likes us. We are chosen, you're not. No, 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 we're chosen, you're not. The truth is, you're all chosen. You're all children. You're all beautiful lights and beautiful souls. We have done this to Karen often when she questions something and she's like, why is this the case? And all of a sudden she'll start singing, you've got to be taught to love and hate. You've got to be carefully taught. It's a song from South Pacific that she saw as a young girl, and that song stuck in her head. And in the movie, it's about racism and believing that natives were less than the Caucasians. And how could I love somebody who isn't of the same stature or race? And it's a wake-up call to how we're taught this. We're taught this. Bottom line is everybody has red-colored blood. Everybody has the same DNA. Just because the biological suit is different doesn't mean that you aren't a light of unconditional love. Doesn't mean that you are a different value than anybody else. You have so been conditioned to think that someone else is right and you're wrong. And it's been taught for centuries, for millennia, as long as humans have been on Earth. Yes, you had advanced civilizations that understood differently. You had some of the Lemurian and Atlantean civilizations and others that were so advanced, and they knew that all beings were equal. They aren't on the planet at this time. So, humans evolved and devolved. I mean, that's the real bottom line. It's, the evolution and then the devolution, and then the evolution and then the devolution. And it goes up and it goes down, and it goes up and it goes down. You are down. It is time to come back up, because if you don't, you're heading towards a point where you've heard you've heard scientists saying it for years. If you do not change your practices on the planet, it will cause a seventh massive extinction. Every day, species are being destroyed on the planet. The more that they tear down the rainforest, the more species that are lost. As some of you know extremely well, Earth has all the answers. Nature has all the answers for you. And the more that science, the outer peripherals of science, are allowing the information to be known about collaboration, cooperation, they are the powerful ways in which nature survives. They work together in a coherent, collaborative cooperation. They do not work against each other. Survival of the fittest is not the truth about your planet. It is not. We had Karen reading about the neural network of trees today, and how the trees are in a symbiotic relationship with everything around it. And you have the nurturing trees that provide sugar to the other trees, and then the other trees provide back nutrients to that. And they all work in a neural network of communication. Is that survival of the fittest? The biggest tree doesn't kill everything around it. It nourishes it. That's cooperation and collaboration. You know that about the whales and the dolphins and how they work in pods. Or you have the elephants that work in, what do they call them? They work in a group. Even lions hunt as a team. Coyotes hunt as a team. Wolves hunt as a team. There's colonies for a reason. Beehives for a reason. And what has made Karen nuts for years is never, ever, ever in nature will you see any queens or leaders or alphas disrespecting the worker bee. You don't see that, because they know they cannot exist without the worker bee. But you see that every day in humanity. Where's the humanity in that statement? So, we tell you all of this to lead up to the conversation that we want to have today. When you see this survival of the fittest, survival of the most powerful weapon, survival of the one that has more money to buy more destructive devices. When you see that happening in the everyday, the most important thing, please, 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 the most important thing for you to do is wrap the powers that be, the ones controlling these conflicts, wrap them in ascension, light, and love. We got Karen doing and you've heard her say this. You wrap them in, she uses violet flame because that's the breath of God. It's Archangel Michael's color. You wrap them in violet flame, and any harm that they attempt to do, because violet flame transmutes, it transmutes and breaks down anger, fear, hatred. It breaks it down and transmutes it back to love. It is a metamorphosizing color vibration. So it's the way to morph something. So when you use that symbology and when you send that film out and you ask that anything being done harm ricochets back to its source and implodes. It's the mirror. It's the mirror for those beings to go, ouch, I, I don't like the way that feels. Because that's the only thing that's going to change what they do. This is hard. This is hard. Karen still struggles with this one. But all these beings that you want to call evil are souls who lost sight of their light. They lost sight of their spiritual essence. She likes to say that they sold themselves to Satan. Yeah, some souls sold themselves for power and control and wealth. And there are sacrifices that have to be made in order to have those powers. And they think that that power is greater than love. It will never, ever be greater than love. Never. It's never going to be the case. So we've said it before, we'll say it again. Light always diminishes darkness. Darkness cannot exist when there's light beaming at it. It doesn't happen. So the more light you send, these are your sabers. When you line yourself up with your I am presence, when you stand in your full capacity as a light being, look at Karen's logo. We gave her that for a reason. That is your spiritual light. That's what it looks like, and it's radiating in all dimensions, in all directions. When you stand in that power, when you stand in your I am presence and radiate unconditional love to you, through, from you, that's what it looks like. All these rays of light and love going out from you in every direction, and you're grounded. You're grounded with the crystal grid of earth, and you're rooted with the unconditional, all-encompassing love of all that is. That's your focal point. And then you radiate from there. You radiate from there. And you've got some major connections. I mean, she likes to say that You're connected to your light's origination point and your oversoul, which encompasses all aspects of your light. Okay? You can say that, you can let it go, whatever. I am presence, radiating unconditional love to you, through you, from you, and you send that out. We're going to say it 1,000,000,000 times till you guys get it. That is your power. And that power far exceeds anything on your planet. We're going to say it again. The I am crystalline radiance of your light far exceeds any source on your planet. Your light and your ability to love is something no one can take away from you. Spirit never dies. Your light never dies. Energy never dies. It can be morphed to forget its light. The people who give that away for 3D power and control have forgotten who they are. They've just forgotten who they are. That's okay. They can remember again. The same as you're waking up, just hold the space for them to wake up. And if all of you, if all of you send love, if the everyday person puts down the gun and says, no, I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting. No. You all know those stories about Christmas Eve when in World War II, everybody put down their guns. They put down their guns to honor that holiday and the birth of Christ. What if you put them down and didn't pick them back up? And you keep focusing on the 5D amusement park, one brick of love at a time, and you build it. And you keep building it. And you keep building it. And you keep building it. And every day you have the opportunity to create a brick with a prayer of love being sent to the men behind the curtains, as Karen likes to call them, the men behind the curtains who are pulling all the strings. Same men pulling strings on both sides of the curtain, both stages, all stages, really. All of the wars and events that are happening right now, you have the same men pulling the strings. It's this clear cut. We don't want to say simple. We stop Karen from saying simple. It's this clear cut that if you focus, 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 focus on this energy and surround it in love, healing cocoons of light, ascension energy, plug 5D into it. Remember, unplug from chaos, plug into peace, then plug them into the peace. Send them peace after you plug in for yourself. These are the things. Come on, play, guys. Play! Time to play in the field. It's time to remember who you are and what you are capable of. That's what this wake-up call is. That's what all this crap is that's going on. It's here for you to go, done. I'm so done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not playing your game. I'm taking my jacks and I'm going somewhere else. And I'm going to play in the light. I'm going to play in that field up there. I realize there's people who might not know the game of jacks. It's an older game. Whatever. I'm taking my Nintendo and going somewhere else. Take whatever and go somewhere else and play in love and light. Because I'll tell you what, you know, we the field is so much more fun to play in. The quantum field of infinite pure potentials is so much more fun than this stupid 3D game. It's linear, that's two-dimensional. That's no fun. Create. Create in the field from light and love. Envision it. Envision it. Karen just heard a study that they worked with people, instead of lifting weights, they had them visualize it, feel it. They never went to the gym, they just visualized and felt it. And they had a 13% increase after a couple of months, a couple of weeks, couple of months, something on that. It was a neuroscientist, and she didn't get to listen to the whole thing, but she got a clip of it. Think about that. And the neuroscientist says our brains are so much more powerful than anybody realizes. If one person can do telekinesis, means all of our DNA is possible to do that. Everybody. You're all capable of doing what Karen does. You just have to remember how. You may not have done it in a past life, but it doesn't mean you're not capable. It just means it's a skill set that hasn't evolved yet. This too you can do and more. You're quite capable of all of this. And the more that you allow yourself to play, you don't have to get it right today or tomorrow. Just play with it. Just send that out and go, okay, you know what? How can I create this to look different? Sit and visualize children from both sides hugging each other, saying, you know what, I want to be friends. I don't want to hurt you. Families getting together and having a meal together. Let's share what we have. Sit and visualize that. If a power builder, muscle builder can sit and envision lifting weights and have their muscles respond, imagine what you can do by sitting and envisioning countries coming together in peace. Imagine. That's the whole key. Imagine it into reality. Imagine. You want to learn how to manifest? What do they say about manifesting? Visualize it. Visualize it. Feel it. This is your opportunity. This is the most powerful place you can put that into action to change your world, to create a different world. And we wanted to do this because in America, on the 31st of October, there is a celebration called Halloween. Hallows Eve. Halloween celebrates with costumes that look like witches and warlocks and demons and serial killers and princesses and you name it, all kinds of costumes. But in general, it's supposed to be scary. You're supposed to be afraid. We're going to ask you, in particular, on that day, on the 31st of October, sit down and take the time to meditate. Wake up in the morning, send a prayer, send love. Fill the world with love that day. Because what you focus on expands. If you're focusing on evil and scary and fearful and demonic type energies and the undead and zombies and all of these energies that are very low vibrational, that are void of light mostly, you expand it. You can make a huge shift in the flow of energy on your planet if on the October 31st you fill that day with love. You fill that day with light. You fill that day with visualizations of peace and prosperity and vibrant health. Vibrant health. Children on the average that day eat 3,000 calories of sugar. No, 3 pounds. It's 3 pounds of sugar. 3 pounds. Talk about, training your child to get diabetes. Chikabaha. Not healthy. Not healthy. Focus the energy. Change the energy up. Focus the energy on vibrant health. Focus the energy on vitality. Focus the energy on collaboration, cooperation, coherency of thought, and acceptance. Nobody's ever gonna think the same. It's impossible for anybody else to think the exact same as the other person because you versus you have completely different sociological, educative, religious, spiritual, family, biology, heritage. Every single person has a different kaleidoscope of that information. And you're never going to be at the same point at the same time. It's always going to look different. Oh, every single person has that. And it's going to switch up and change at different points because you're going to remember something different and you're going to trigger this, and it's never going to be the same day to day, let alone person to person. Do yourselves a huge favor, and this week, the next 2 weeks, the next month, because you're coming up to another holiday in America, Thanksgiving, really focus on how you can contribute light to the world. How you can contribute light to the world. How you can contribute acceptance and peace and prosperity and vibrant health to the world. You have the power. You are the magnificent I am presence that is connected to light and love and all that is. You are the oneness. You are the peace. You are the prosperity. You are the divine being. You already are. All you have to do is let go of the hatred you've been taught. All you have to do is let go of the fear you've been taught. All you have to do is let go of needing to be right. Just here. Just stand in light and love. Peace, grace, acceptance. Everybody has a trauma. Everybody has a trauma. Karen was just in a class today and something triggered for her of two events that happened. She didn't even realize that one event led to the other event, led to a lifelong pattern of reaction to things that happen that has kept her in a fight or flight state when events are, when she doesn't feel like she's being perfect. And there's actually this tremendous fear around not being perfect because what the consequence of that will be. You all have that kind of trauma in you. You've all experienced some event like that. And when these world events happen, the men behind the curtain know they are triggering that trauma. And the more that they can keep you in that trauma of fight and flight and fear, you're controllable. We can get you to do whatever we want. Take your power back. Stand in your I am presence. Send love. These guys don't know what to do with that. The men behind the curtains don't know what to do with love. It's a foreign concept. Teach them. They've been taught hatred. Really. They have been taught hatred. They have been taught that if they don't do evil, harmful things, they will be harmed. There's a point to have grace about. There's a point where you can change up your reaction to them. Karen wants to get so angry at them. And we keep reminding her, send love, send healing cocoons. They need more healing than the worker bees. They are shriveling. And there's a wonderful scene for anybody who's seen Harry Potter. She was remembering this the other night, that at the end, Voldemort, when he loses his power, that he put all these power things in place, he's just a sniveling little scared tiny being that's just doesn't know how to function. A lot of these beings that want power and control don't know how to function without that. They're so insecure and they're so taught that they are worthless unless they do the bidding. Really, really. We'd like you to open your hearts and see this from another perspective. They need your love the most. We hear Karen screaming. I have a hard time. Like, no, they don't. They need to pay. No. And guys, this comes all the time, Karen. You know the truth. I don't want to hear it right now. So, guys, I struggle with all of you. I'm human. I have triggers. They get triggered. My goodness gracious. Um, so, but they're right. The more that we send love, and actually, I can honestly tell you, I have fun with this. Like when I hear so and so leader did this and so group did this, and I'm like, oh, go spotlight, just spotlight them with love. Like it just pull the spotlights, and I have a theater background in me. I just like spotlight, just get them like in the light because think about it. They're deer in headlight. If you send love to these guys, they're like, ah! And that's the way to wake them up. That's the only way to wake them up. So I have so much fun playing in the field now. Every time I start to get triggered and I start to get angry and I start to go, they need to, light, light. send them cocoons. I wrap them in blankets of unconditional love. Like, oh, they need blankets. I blanket Israel. I blanket Palestine with love. I blanket the Ukraine. I blanket Russia. Just pour love and light down. Just pour love and light down. And it feels so good to do that. And when I do that, I'm like, oh, yes. All right. Thanks. And I can get on with my day. Wise ones? Yes, Karen does that quite well. She's getting much better at it. She's getting less triggered. Not that she doesn't have her moments. We try to shake her a little. Like, stop. But you're all on a journey, an ascension journey. You're all learning how to move from 3D to 5D. You're all learning how to create anew, how to evolve and expand consciousness. And what's the most perfect way to expand consciousness? Send love to your enemies. Send love to those that you were taught to hate. You've got to be taught to love and hate. You've got to be carefully taught. So, this week and the next month, the next 2 months into the holidays, there's so many holidays. It is the perfect time for you to stop and really commit to sending love, sending light, transitioning the truth, opening your heart to understand in a different way. It is the perfect time to do this. Please, we ask that you honor yourselves, not us. We're good. We want to see you ascend. We want to see you really get who you are as a light source. You already are this magnificent light that is more powerful than you can ever imagine. You need to release the yuck that has been taught to you, the yuck you've absorbed that wasn't yours, the yuck that you have thought about yourself, the yuck that was splattered on you from heritage and descendants and passed down and unknowingly forwarded. The more that you are aware and awake, the more that you can acknowledge who you are and who you aren't, the more that you will be able to step into this. There's the bottom line. We wish you happy Manifestation Day. Happy treating yourself to light and love. Happy spiritual treats and joyous sharing of light. Namaste for now. We love you. We honor you. We see you. We value you. We know you. Goodbye for now. They always know how to deliver a message, don't they? I am going to, let me see if that is too bright. It's a little bright. Okay. Yeah, it's a little too bright, actually. I think we're going to turn that off. Okay, we'll go back to shadow. Uh, and we are going to tone again for Happy Light Day. Happy celebration of spirits, lights. How do we say this? Instead of dark spirits, happy celebration of joyous spirits. Let's tone for that. Hai ananaku kwayata kihitiki mihiko. Hai anihiko no. Kaya nakatia kihiko. Ha ho. Ha ho. Hai no. Ha ho. Ha ho. Hai anihiko. Nya akam nihiko. Na 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 nihiko. Hayati, hayati, kayana hanihiti, yohono hayatiki, kayata kihikihim, no nyoho, nyonohom, nahanahaniiki, nahanahaniiki, go, 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 nini, go, 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 go. Kono ni ni, kono ni we send love and light. We send truth and wisdom. We stand in our I am crystalline starlight radiance with unconditional love flowing to us, through us, from us, to us, through us, from us, to us, through us, from us, 24/7, 365. And in this truth and power of our light, we call forth all benevolent beings from this galaxy and all others throughout this universe. We ask you all to come together in one heart consciousness, to work with us, to bring light and love and truth and joy and 5D ascension energy to beautiful planet Earth and all beings on Earth. We send that love into the core of Earth, radiating out around every molecule on the planet. We echo that out into the universe to all energy, expanding the quantum entanglements to the light web and to the unconditional love exponentially to the nth trillionth millionth degree. We ask that this nourish and feed all light, all light. On Earth, we ask that this beautiful light energy of love and ascension and joy surround every being. We blanket all areas in war-torn areas, weather-beaten areas, chemical-beaten areas, anywhere where there has been harm and damage and injury. We pour this energy and surround all that is in these areas with this loving light. We ask that all beings be surrounded in healing cocoons of love and light. We ask that all leaders, governments, agencies, organizations, businesses, any group or business or dynamic of two or more, we ask that it be surrounded in cocoons of healing love and surrounded by impenetrable bubbles of violet flame that transmute anything coming to and fro as love. Anything that's being done in harm to harm is scrambled and discombobulated and is a mirror for the person who sent it out. It's a mirror for them to wake up and learn love, learn compassion, learn wisdom, truth, and empowerment, learn acceptance and oneness, understanding that they are one with all that is. We ask that all beings be honored. We pour the ascension energy into the water, soil, air, creating solutions to clean our waterways, our oceans, our rivers, to empower and uplift the vibrancy of its purity, our water, our soil, and our air. That every being on earth that is a child of Mother God and Father Earth and Mother Earth and Father God be honored with all of the prosperity and abundance and vibrantly healthy food and water and soil and everything that they need to thrive. We lift this planet out of survival to thriving, to expansion and evolution, to love and light and oneness and acceptance and peace and joy. We bring the vibration of vibrant health onto the planet. We bring the vibration of vibrantly healthy food back to the planet. We ask for this support from all our brothers and sisters of light and love, all benevolent beings that walk with us in this journey, to support this prayer and this intent, that all beings be honored, all beings be accepted, and that we learn the oneness, that we are all of the same elements, all of the same molecules, all of the same perfect light. We are all one with the unconditionally, all-encompassing, loving light of all that is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We ask that people arise and light up and remember who they are as light beings and honor each other in return. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this and greater, always. Namaste, amen, aho, and so it is so. 1, 2, 3. It is done, it is done, it is done. In the Trinity of three, it is done. Now, no, no. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Join me in those kind of prayers every day. It can be simple, it can be quick, it can be as long as you have time for. But always remember that if we call in the benevolent beings to join us, we create a massive consciousness field that sends out that love and light. And if we can get that happening on the planet, love wins. Light wins. Always. Always. All right, guys. Bye for now. Have a wonderful month. We'll probably be back next month and enjoy the light. Enjoy the celebration of love that we get to share in the next couple months. Enjoy. Goodbye for now.